Patrick McNeil back here with you at the intermission. As throughout the year, we like to highlight various different local hockey clubs and wanted to touch on the Sydney Academy High School Hockey Club because they're going to be hosting their annual Blue and White Contractor Cup coming up next weekend. Joined now by their head coach, Justin Lund. Justin, how excited are the guys getting ready to host this tournament that starts Thursday?
The boys are getting pretty excited to host the tournament here. The tournament starts January 11th up in Membertou at the Sports and Wellness Center. We have a 6-team tournament there. Our division, there's ourselves, Glace Bay, and Hants East. And the opposing division would be Riverview Memorial and Horton High School. It's going to be a round-robin play, and each division will play one another, so then you'll be guaranteed your 3 games. We are up against Riverview on Thursday night in the opener at 7:30. We're back on the ice Friday night at 7:30 again, playing Horton. And then Saturday we're on at 10:30 in the morning versus Memorial. Of course, our crossovers are Saturday night there, and the crossover games were at 4:30 and 6:30 up at the Membertou Sports and Wellness Center with the championship on Sunday at 11 a.m.
Very good sketch of the tournament. Fans will know your voice because we had you on the air before, but you were the assistant coach. This year's your first year as head coach. How do you enjoy the change in role being the head coach for Sydney Academy?
She's definitely a change in role. You're the main voice in the room this season, and then you're dealing with a lot of the stuff off the ice. As an assistant coach, you didn't even realize it yourself how much past head coach there, Sheldon Surratt, was dealing with and organizing and making sure all the ducks were in a row for the boys to play hockey.
Student athletes as well, so I'm sure you're wanting to make sure everything is going on as well as it can be with the students with academics and whatnot. We always like to give the coaches the opportunity to highlight outgoing players who are the key grade 12s on your team in their final year of high school hockey.
So this year we have a couple forwards that stand out right now. We have Charlie Francis. He's playing some really good hockey. He's leading the team in points right now. Another couple forwards up front that are grade 12s and our team really leans on would be Dominic Pino and Kenzie Carew. They're both playing pretty strong right now. The back end, we have Kieran McPhee. Kieran's playing some really good defensive hockey. And, of course, our captain's on the back end there, Keegan Corbett. Keegan's a huge contributor, both offensive and defensively. This is Keegan's 4th year with the team, too, so he's looking to have a big tournament coming up here. Of course, you can't forget our guy between the pipes there, Brody Campbell. Brody's another grade 12, and he's been playing really strong for us lately.
This Sydney Academy team, people that have been following the league for a while might remember there was a few years where the team was out of the league, and that was just because of low enrollment. What was the process like for forming a team this year? Did you get decent numbers at training camp?
Yep, we had some decent numbers. Actually, the largest numbers we had out. We're in the high 30s. I forget the exact number, but it was the most we've had out there since we got the team back up and rolling there 5 or 6 years ago. A lot of interest this year as we're getting a couple wins here and there.
Really good to see that, and obviously it's nice for a player to have to earn their spot on the team. Some good competition to start the season off is probably a good thing. Of course, in addition to your own tournament, high school teams will likely go away a couple times. Have you had the chance to get away, or is that in the plans coming up? What does the travel schedule look like for the team this year?
We had one trip there planned, and we already did it. We were up to the Dieppe Classic there up in Moncton. We ended up having an 0-3 weekend. We ran into a couple suspensions right off the hop in first game, and then we were in the middle, too, of that head cold was going through the team. We were kind of short-staffed getting on the road, and a couple kids that you'd lean on as a call-up, they were actually suspended from another league, and they couldn't come up, so we struggled that weekend on the road.
I guess luck was not on your side. When you talk about head colds, I guess that's just kind of a new reality with the seasonal viruses and whatnot. One thing that has been going well, though, this year for Sydney Academy, I'm going to mention this because people who are longtime Academy fans will love to hear it being talked about, is the team has had a lot of success against Riverview. How much did the guys get fired up for those games?
It's always a good feeling when you're in a blue jersey and you're beating the red jerseys. I think we're around a 4-1 record right now at Riverview. A lot of success against them. Memorial, we've had some tight games with them off the hop too. Memorial's a good, hard-working team. Our skill sets are the same. We were on the bottom end of the last 3 games there at Memorial. We had suspensions running out, and again, it felt like the sickness was never going to get through the whole team. It was about 8 weeks long. We definitely struggled against Glace Bay this year. Glace Bay's by far the strongest team in the league.
Of course, Glace Bay and Riverview will be at the event, but you mentioned earlier a couple of teams coming from away, Hants East and Horton. What do you know about those teams, and how much are you involved in the process of getting and recruiting the away teams to come down for the tournament?
I'm involved in the process. This is a tough time to get teams to come up right after Christmas. Everyone's so busy and trying to get back into schedule. So we have 2 teams coming up. It's Horton. Horton's from down the valley. Horton's skill set is around the same as us, Memorial and Riverview. That they're going to fit in quite well. Hants East, pretty much can say the same thing about them. I think we did see them play, I believe. We're on the road there. We didn't play against them, but their skill set's about the same as us, and they're from the Enfield, Shubenacadie area.
I was actually on the phone earlier with Ryan McPherson, who's the Eagles education coordinator, who's been involved with Academy hockey in the past and obviously still follows things very closely. He mentioned it's a bit of a younger group, but just how young is this team? Do you have any grade 9s playing? I think you mentioned that earlier that you may have. Has that become a thing in the high school league?
Yes, yeah, we have a couple grade 9s there playing. We have Jude Christmas and Jackson McNamara. They're fitting into the league quite well. For how young they are, you got to keep in mind they're probably 14 years old and they're going up against kids that are 17, right? So you got a different muscle tone and mentality there. So they're fitting in quite well. And we have, I forget the numbers, but if I was to take a guess, there's 5 or 6 grade 10s and then the rest would be 11s.
Might bode well for the future, and as I said, based on what we've seen happen in past years, we're just thankful the program is up and running and having some success. We look forward to seeing how the tournament plays out, running from Thursday to Sunday in Member 2. Best of luck in the rest of the season, Justin.
All right, thank you very much.
That's Justin Lund. He's the head coach of Sydney Academy's hockey team again there. Blue and White Contractor Cup starts on Thursday night as the championship game takes place at 11 a.m. on Sunday. You're listening to the intermission of Celtic Kubota, Cape Breton Eagles Hockey, 1270 CJCB.